You are listening to Passport Talks, a podcast on how to become a true cosmopolitan, how to travel the world without visas, create a safe haven for your family, and access top-notch education and healthcare with a second passport or residency.
Real estate investment in Malta, a practical guide on prices and market features for investors. Malta's real estate market remains robust despite the pandemic, witnessing a gradual and steady property price growth of 10% annually. Rental demand is high, offering investors a significant income opportunity. Stay tuned to explore our comprehensive guide crafted with insights from a Maltese real estate expert with a 30-year experience on the market. 6 features of the Maltese real estate market. 1. Malta's real estate market has thrived since joining the EU in 2004, with an influx of repatriated money fueling development projects. 2. Despite Malta's limited land area of 316 square kilometers, the construction industry remains robust, driven by high demand. The property market generally experiences an annual appreciation of 10%. 3. Over the past 15 to 20 years, seafront apartment prices have surged from €750,000 to €2 to €4 million. Price declines have been rare and mostly attributed to market corrections after periods of hype rather than a sustained downturn. 4. While the pandemic had some impact, Malta's real estate market remained relatively stable. Property prices have been consistently rising since the second quarter of 2022, according to the Central Bank of Malta. 5. The rental market has significantly increased, with prices surging by 7%. In 2022, nearly 48,000 rental agreements were signed, half exceeding €800 per month and a third surpassing €1,000. Availability is now the challenge, with rents exceeding pre-COVID levels. 6. Malta welcomes foreign investments in real estate, offering over 15 special designated areas where foreigners can buy and rent properties without restrictions. These properties suit investors seeking Malta citizenship, permanent residence, or temporary residence permits. What housing is in demand in Malta? The key factors impacting both sales and rental markets include 1. Architecture and design. Modern designs and finishes are highly sought after, with developers competing to enhance property quality. 2. Address. A prestigious location can significantly raise property values. 3. Newness of the property. Brand new properties with contemporary designs and finishes are in high demand as people prefer unused spaces. In Malta's favorable climate, newer buildings often offer larger terraces or open spaces, while living areas may be slightly smaller. Bedrooms in new properties align with European standards, featuring more compact layouts. Overall, brand new properties with modern aesthetics and a desirable location command higher prices and rent faster than older alternatives. Best investment areas for rentals in Malta. In the past, the North Harbour area with cities like Sliema and St. Julian's was the go-to for renting out properties, but the landscape has shifted. Demand for rentals has surged in various districts, including the central region and areas closer to the airport. While investors were initially skeptical about these locations, they now recognize their potential, leading to rising prices. The North Harbour area remains a top choice for faster rentals at higher rates. For value for money, focus on real estate in central Malta. Popular towns among tenants include St. Paul's Bay, Sliema, and Msida. Other regions with active rental contracts exceeding 1,000 include Gżira, San Julian, Marsa Scala, Birkirkara, Swi, San Juan, Maliha, Mostar, Naxar, Burzabuja, and Hamrun. Sliema, St. Julian's, and Swi boast the highest rental rates, with many contracts exceeding €2,000 per month. How much can you earn on real estate in Malta? Property profitability hinges on several factors: type, development, and locality. Over the past 5 years, real estate values have generally grown, with house prices increasing by an average of 30% according to Eurostat. However, some properties have doubled in price during this period. rental prices have similarly surged, especially for smaller properties like 1- and 2-bedroom apartments and larger ones like villas and penthouses. For instance, apartments rented for €600 a month 5 years ago now command €1,000 a month, nearly doubling within half a decade. Modern villas with all amenities, once rare at €10,000 a month, are now a common sight in the Malta real estate market. How to buy property in Malta, a step-by-step procedure. The property purchase process in Malta typically spans 4 months. 1. Choose a property. Immigrant Invest real estate experts assist in finding a suitable property, offering on-site visits or sharing photos and videos. 2. Sign a preliminary agreement. Both buyer and seller sign a binding preliminary agreement outlining the price and conditions. 3. Pay a deposit. A 10% deposit is usually required after signing the preliminary agreement held by a notary until the final deed. 4. Check property and obtain permits. Immigrant Invest lawyers ensure no debts on the property and verify the seller's ownership. Non-EU or non-resident buyers may need an acquisition of a movable property permit. 5. Sign the final deed of sale. The buyer and seller finalize the property transfer before a notary. 6. Payment and fees. The remaining purchase price, notary fees, and stamp duty are paid. 7. Registration. An Immigrant Invest lawyer registers the deed of sale with the public registry, confirming you as the new property owner. How much to invest in Maltese property to obtain citizenship or residency? Malta offers 3 investment pathways: temporary residence, permanent residence, and citizenship. All require a residential address in Malta which can be rented or purchased. Investment criteria and benefits vary by status. To get a temporary residence permit, one should rent housing for €8,750 a year if a property is in the south or Gozo, or for €9,600 a year in the north or centre, or buy housing for €220,000 in the south or Gozo, or for €275,000 in the north or centre. Additional expenses include administration fees, annual income tax, medical insurance, and notary fees. The benefits of a temporary residence permit include visa-free travel across the Schengen area and a 15% flat tax on foreign income transferred to Malta. Permanent residence can be obtained by foreigners who rent housing for €10,000 a year if a property is in the south or Gozo, or for €12,000 a year in the north or centre, or buy housing for €300,000 in the south or Gozo, or for €350,000 in the north or centre. Other conditions include paying administrative and contribution fees and proving asset ownership of €500,000, €150,000 of which must be liquid financial assets. Investors can include spouses, children, parents, and grandparents in the application for permanent residence. Obtaining Malta citizenship by naturalisation for exceptional services by direct investment requires either renting housing for €16,000 a year or purchasing a property worth at least €700,000. Additionally, investors must contribute at least €600,000 to the state fund, donate €10,000 to charity, and pass the eligibility test. Maltese passport holders get visa-free access to 180 plus countries, including the EU, UK, and USA. Purchasing property in Malta can be lucrative, but it may extend the residency process by about 4 months. To avoid delays, you can initially obtain a Malta residence permit through renting and later transition to ownership, which is permitted. If you opt to continue renting, you must adhere to the specified conditions for 5 years. After 5 years, price conditions are lifted and you gain the right to sell the property if you own one. To maintain Maltese residency, you need a place to live in Malta, and you have the flexibility to rent or purchase at any price point. That's it for this episode about real estate, residency, and citizenship in Malta. Visit immigrantinvest.com for detailed information and other countries for second residency and citizenship, or book a meeting with Immigrant Invest lawyers who can help answer tricky questions. Take the next step towards your global opportunities and secure your future with Immigrant Invest. And see you in the next episodes of Passport Talks.
You are listening to Passport Talks, a podcast on how to become a true cosmopolitan, how to travel the world without visas, create a safe haven for your family, and access top-notch education and healthcare with a second passport or residency.